Hi there, this is Jennifer. I appreciate you stopping by. Now today's video is an organization video. I love organizing, and this one is all about inks. Now I've done many ink videos in the past, and many of the things that I do for organizing my inks and keeping track of colors is the same. I haven't changed a whole lot. I have added one new way to keep track of the colors. I've added these little ink dots on the side. I've had my inks like this with these dots for some time now, but I wanted to be sure I really found it to be helpful before I recommended it. In addition to showing you these ink dots, I wanted to share with you a new ink unit, a storage unit that I found that's pretty good in case it's something that would work in your craft space. But before I get started, I do want to mention I have quite a few inks. Please don't think that by any means you need to have that many inks. The only reason I have quite a few inks is because this is my job. Otherwise, I wouldn't have many. And I'm hoping that by sharing lots of ink videos with you, you can discover which inks might work best for you. I really feel that inks are like shoes. Everyone needs and wants something different in them. So I just try to show you lots of options so you can decide which you would want to invest in. Okay, so let's start with color identification, or basically how you keep track of the colors of ink that you have. I use an ink swatch book, and I've shown this in many of my videos. I find that this is an essential when I'm creating. I use it for every card I make. It really helps me save time in figuring out what inks I want to use and what matches together. Now I've done a video where I've shown how I've put this ink swatch book together, and I have free downloads from many of the popular ink lines out there so that you can create your own ink swatches if you want to. I know many of you out there have done this and said that it's very helpful to you too. So I have a link here to my ink swatch video. So instead of showing how I put this all together here in this video, I'm going to link you to that video so you can check it out if you haven't already. You can click this screen here and it'll take you to that video and the ink swatch downloads that are all free. If you're watching on a mobile device, you'll have to click the link in the YouTube description below and it'll take you where you need to go. There are a couple other things that I do to quickly identify the colors that I have. One thing I've always done is I use my Brother label maker to label all four sides of my ink pad so that no matter which direction they are in my ink storage unit, I can quickly find the color that I want. I use the Brother label maker because they are really strong labels. I find the labels that you print on your computer kind of get beat up and inky over time, but this just wipes off. There's another thing that I do on the side of my ink pads, and that is I put an ink dot. So this helps me quickly see the color that I have. Now I had tried many things. I punched little circles and glued that to the side of the ink pad. I've tried many things, but this is what I found works the best. I use some inexpensive 1/4-inch dot stickers. These are white, and then I can ink them up to whatever color I need. So this is how they come in this box. The box is actually designed so that if you pull the end of the release paper, one dot at a time pops out. I actually don't do it this way because I want to keep the stickers on the release paper so that I can add the color. But you can do it this way if you want to. So I actually just tear that box open and take the roll of dots out, and then I'm ready to go. So I tear off 2 dots at a time, and I actually layer one on top of the other. I just do this so it's a little bit thicker and I can be sure to get a true color on my little dot. So I put one on top of the other. Now you could take your ink pad and smear the ink directly onto the dot. However, some inks appear darker on paper when you do direct to paper, so I think it's better to stamp the color on the dot. So I just use this swatch stamp. This is actually from Simon Says Stamp. I'll link to it, but you could use any solid image, and you're just going to stamp right onto that circle there. I then can take this off and stick it on the side of my ink pad. It'll look a little bit dark at first, but as it dries, it'll soften and be the true color of that ink. Sometimes the ink lids aren't the same color as the dots, so this is another reason these little ink dots are very helpful. Now these are stickers, so stickers sometimes fall off. However, I haven't had any of mine fall off yet, so I haven't had any problems. If you're concerned, you could put a tiny little dot of strong liquid adhesive behind the sticker. You could also punch your own little dots or stars or whatever you want and glue those to the side. I had tried that in the past, but I found these stickers to be so much easier to work with. Keep in mind that you probably don't need the ink swatch book and these ink dots. I find both very helpful, but you could choose which one would be most helpful to you. Okay, so now let's talk a little bit about ink storage. I've shared my ink storage in past videos, which I will link to, and a lot of it has stayed the same. My favorite ink storage are these Organize More ink storage units. They come in a variety of different sizes, and I have been thrilled with them. The quality is great, and the company has some wonderfully nice people. You can see how I can quickly see my little ink dots and my labels on the one end of my ink pads. Now I have this ink storage unit in a little cabinet right at the foot of my desk, but you could hang it on the wall if you want to. So these are my most used inks. Now I actually got a smaller unit and attached that inside the door of the same cabinet so that I can put as many inks as possible in there. In my ink storage video, I also show how I have one of these Organize More storage units in a drawer for storing my distress inks. And I also show my IKEA Alex drawers for storing other inks. So be sure to check out that video. I recently wanted some more storage space for inks, and I had this deep cabinet available, but I wasn't really sure the best way to make use of the space. My friend Christina Warner told me about this spinning ink unit from Stampin' Up. It holds 48 ink pads, and you can actually hold the re-inkers up on the top of it if you want to. I got 2 of them, and I found that all of my inks work in here really well. They're designed to hold Stampin' Up inks, but they still hold other brands of inks. This is nice because I can quickly spin it around, and I'm able to put these 2 48 units in this small space. So I still really like the Organize More units. Those are probably my favorite because I love the look of it. But if you have a different type of space, this might be an option you'd want to consider too. I've ordered them from my friend Lydia, and I'll link to her, but you can get these from any Stampin' Up rep, and the price really isn't that bad, and it's pretty easy to put together. I also wanted to mention that you can see my pigment inks over here in this rack. Now pigment inks, the color of the ink pad is the exact color that you get when you stamp it. And these have clear lids, so I didn't feel it necessary to put an ink dot on the side of those. But I do put the ink dot on all my other inks. For my original ink storage video, you can click here or in my YouTube description below. I think it might be helpful for you if you're looking for an ink storage solution. Now I also wanted to mention I do a lot of organization videos. If you want to check out my organization playlist on YouTube, you can click here and you can see all the different organization videos I've done for everything from stencils to stamps to inks and more. Okay, so that wraps it up. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments below here on YouTube, or you can head over to my blog. I have links to all the different systems that I use here, all the different products, in my YouTube description below. As always, if you head over to my blog at jennifermcguireinc.com, I have information on everything and I have a giveaway. Thanks for stopping by. As always, I appreciate you spending time here, and we'll see you again soon.